Bienvenue to us. It's time for our International Press Review in the papers this morning with Marion Hembus. Marion, where are you going to take us first?
First of all, looking at the Colombian press, Mark, after the release of the two hostages which were being held by FARC, Clara Rojas and Consuelos Gonzalez. Now, the Colombian press is saying L'Opinion, we looked at, first of all, actually looking at a lot of the online media this morning, because with the time difference over there, the papers aren't published yet, so that's what we've been doing this morning. The terrible nightmare's over. They talk about this dreadful kidnapping which the two have had to endure, and as you might expect, very critical of the FARC rebels there for holding those two captive. Now, the Venezuelan press we equally had a look at, because obviously it was President Hugo Chavez who played a big part in the release of the two hostages. In general, very positive reaction across the board, but El Nacional, the opposition paper, not unexpectedly, is a bit more critical, criticising Hugo Chavez for making the most of this time of human suffering and using it to his advantage to try and gain popularity, do a bit more politically.
So nice to see that opposition voices still exist in Venezuela. We're led to believe that Chavez has suppressed it all, but obviously El Nacional still there, still critical of the man who's set himself up as the self-appointed leader of Latin America's left, I suppose, is what is usually described, isn't it? You know.
That's right.
But still, great story these hostages are released.
Exactly, and France equally happy about this, because obviously there's Ingrid-FRANCE24 still being held by the FARC rebels, the Franco-Colombian former politician who's been there for some time now, and the La Croix Daily Catholic newspaper uses this as a time to say, well, there's still hope for her. This is a very positive development as far as she's concerned, and the other hostages being held there as well. But they've said that FARC haven't released these prisoners because they were being nice, because they want to show that they're changing their attitude. They're actually realising that they're losing some political and logistical support which they need for maintaining their drugs network, and they need these contacts. So not necessarily 100% positive, but
and while they've released two, there's still 300 or so there, including the 40 key hostages, including Ingrid-FRANCE24, as you say. So, where would you like to go to next?
Well, to France, and on the front of Figaro, which we'll be able to see there, the fact that France is the latest, or could be the latest, target for terrorist attacks. Now, there's been a message posted on the Islamist site Eclas, which is well known by the Western secret services. Basically, this message calling for the fall of President Sarkozy and an economic collapse in France. The Eiffel Tower and the business district of La Défense could be targets if something were to happen. Now, Paris is taking this seriously, as you'd expect. French police have started to travel abroad to gain and boost international cooperation on anti-terrorism methods. And among the destinations that they're going to, Tunisia and Mauritania.
Well, I think it was over a year ago, Al-Qaeda stated that Paris could be a target, so obviously that's disturbing news that's coming from there. Tell us about this wonderful ice festival in China.
Yes, a bit different. In the northeastern city of Harbin, it's the annual Snow and Ice Festival, which takes place there. Now, this year, the spectacle on show is 115 feet high, 660 foot long, about the length of 2 football pitches, to put that into perspective. There's 600 sculptures, 40 different countries have taken part in preparing this. You can see some lovely pictures of that. And it's Olympic-themed this year, but also there's some Russian churches, French cathedrals, and a little Stonehenge as well.
Absolutely fascinating, Marion. Thank you. Great pictures there. Didn't quite do it justice, but we really got there, and we thank you very much. That's our International Press Review. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.